finishing this bathroom here in London, I jumped on the ferry and headed over to France. These are the plans provided by the architect, passed by the mairie, for the new bathroom extension on the left hand side, marked with a red cross. You can see on the next few slides just marking out where the foundations are going to go and levelling off the ground, ready to dig the foundation. A few days with the digger and things were shaping up. You can see the trenches, some marks in there, and then the heavens opened and it rained, and it rained and rained and rained. Some of the most rain I've ever seen. And on return to site, this is what we got. From then on, I was pumping it out every single day. As I didn't have my trailer with me, we had to get materials delivered. But once they were, we could crack on. These are the concrete pads that support the reinforcing for the foundations, and also in the corners is a vertical bar to reinforce the corner blocks. Once that was done, I roped in my brother to do a hand mix of all the concrete for the foundations. Went pretty smoothly, got it all done within a morning, and then levelled off in the afternoon. The following day, you guessed it, more rain. Once this had all been pumped out, I laid out the string lines, you can see there, for the blocks, and also the positions of the corner blocks and the blocks nearest to the house. Could actually get a row on that afternoon. Looked like we're making real progress. You can see the outline of the extension. All those blocks are filled in and made solid. Went home, and you guessed it, rained again. Anyway, managed to get this all pumped out eventually, and started to backfill up to the bottom 2 rows of blocks. Following another material delivery, this time of hardcore, I could continue infilling on the inside of the extension and also continue with the block work, leaving gaps for the waste pipes that would run in parallel to the side of the house. It was becoming a bit easier not having to pump it out all the time, so managed to get the grey drainage in, and also you'll see in the next slide the red power supply to the new extension. Then infilled with hardcore, and once that was done, compacted it down in readiness for a sand blinding to go over the top. I laid the sand blinding over the hardcore and compacted it down. That gives a nice smooth surface for the damp-proof membrane. Once that was laid, took the damp-proof membrane out, and then hand mixed some concrete pads for the reinforcing. The reinforcing lays on top of the pads just so it's not touching the damp-proof. Unfortunately, my brother wasn't available, so I mixed and poured this one. It seems to work out okay. And then once that was done, I could get a row of blocks on top of the damp-proof all the way around. You can see here, once it's all dried, it gets its first inspection from the boss, and thankfully it passed. The next few photos are just photos of the block work in various stages. You can see the electric cable coming out of the floor, and it's just held up temporarily. I decided to build the front of the building and the window wall was left unbuilt, so I could get access without going through the house. Pretty cold time of year. And just as about to get to roof height, unfortunately the whole world went into lockdown, and I couldn't get materials, I couldn't get anything really. In fact, this is the main road, which is a motorway. There's no one there, so I better make the best of it. After lockdown, I obtained my trailer from the UK so I could go and get my own materials. It saves an awful lot of money in delivery costs. Once I'd done that, got the new materials in place, could finish off up to roof height and start constructing the new sloping roof, as you can see. I laid out the roof rafters to obtain the slope that I wanted. It's about 20 degrees for these slates at that particular overlap that we chose. Put all the rafters in place, just using a couple of supports at this point. Build some more in later on. You can see the window wall there is still left open so I can get access. This is the old roof. We're breaking into that, removing the old gutters and tiles, and then you can see I've made a new flashing up to the new roof on either side, which is covered with slates, and the waterproof membrane is going on. Following that, the lats and the tiles were put on. It was about 38 degrees on that roof. Incredibly hot work, but I suppose it's better than rain for a change. Nearly all the way to the top, and then had to blend it into the old roof like you see there. I think it looks quite good. Now that that's all blended in, the gutter's on and functioning, we went inside and put in new supports for the roof. You can see I've started to build the shower wall inside now. Now we're under cover. There we go. That creates a shower area in the top left hand corner. That's still the window wall, which I'm going to fill in now. That's up to windowsill height all the way across. You can see tying it into the house wall as we go. And then I created a lintel using U-shaped blocks and then filling it in with reinforcing and concrete. All we had to do then was continue blocking up to the roof, finish the pointing off, and then fit the window, UPVC French casement one. Here we have the flat suspended ceiling, which will be insulated above, and you've also got the wires, electrical supply, and the hot and cold pipes to the shower and the sanitary ware. We decided to get a company to come in and fit the septic tank, only because we've never done one of these before. It's a micro station, Easy One I think it's called. They were here for a couple of days. To be honest, it doesn't seem too difficult at all. Connected it to the new extension, tested it for us, and then filled it all in, leveled the ground, and that's it basically. Simple as that. Back on the inside, managed to rope my brother in again. You can just see it's insulated on the floor, and he's now putting down normal dry screed to cover the insulation and make it ready for the underfloor heating system that we're going to put in. Once that's done, the walls are battened off and insulated in between the battens. Then all the electrical cables and pipes were brought through where they needed to be. It was an electric mat, heated floor, except for the shower area. We then covered it with floor leveling compound to the top of the mat, which means it's a lot easier to tile and it spreads the heat out. While that was going off, waiting for tiling, decided to connect up the new electrical supply to the extension and also to the new septic tank, which needs its own dedicated feed from the consumer unit inside. So I'd already pre-laid this pipe when we were doing the base. I just had to get it through into the utility room. This is a good example of a knackered old French consumer unit. There's two in this house, this one and another one near the ceiling in the downstairs bedroom. This is what you find behind them, and the other one you'll find pretty much exactly the same situation. So these all need to be sorted out, all neatened up. See the new board and a new board in the bedroom. You can see once the cover's on, everything looks neat and it's now RCD protected. My brother's doing the tiling, floor and wall fully tiled, and then while he was doing that I built some shelving in the airing cupboard. Okay, we're going to do a walkthrough of the new bathroom. Let's have a look. Got the living room, ramp, bedroom in there, and then